What's up, everybody? Hey, hi. It's been way too long for me to be doing a voice acting thing. But today I'm not doing a voice acting thing. Well, I mean, I technically am, but I'm doing a fanfic reading. Yay! It's Nightberry. Good ship is good. At least in my opinion, I think. Well, depends. From the stuff I've seen, it's pretty cute. But I found a fanfic before, so yay! I'm way too excited to be doing a fanfic reading. This is why I haven't gotten anything out in like 3 months. Oh, gods. I promise Killer X Listener Part 5 is on the way. I simply need to get motivation for once in my life. I promise. Okay. Unexpected Helper, a Nightberry story by SpiritWolfNura. Blueberry jumped in excitement. Today was the day. Today he would be able to fight alongside his team and prove to Ink and Dream that he could be useful too. He scampered downstairs, outside the house in the basement, so he would have time for the mission. Upon stepping through the portal, he rushed to the base and planted a quick and loud knock on the door. And for a few minutes, he let himself in. The other two were probably busy, right? Yeah, right. They were already gone. Blueberry found a note on the table, saying as much with a lollipop next to it. Blueberry gritted his teeth. It was an insult, if anything. Before he realized it, he'd thrown the treat across the room. He flinched immediately and shoved down the thoughts and feelings. It's okay. They didn't mean anything by it. I'll just have to be earlier next time. He retrieved the small treat and left the base, returning home. He'd probably just give it to Stretch, since he knew that he was the one with the sweet tooth. Blueberry would have thought they'd known by now. Blueberry paused and took a few deep breaths. This wasn't him. He was the happy, cheerful optimist. He couldn't be angry or sad. He had to be that way for Stretch, who was already going through so much. And Alphys and Dream. Blueberry blushed at the thought of the positive guardian. It was true. Blueberry had a crush on him. But he knew Dream didn't see him the same. Still, he did what he could to help people he cared for. And if that meant suppressing his negative emotions to make Dream stronger and Stretch and Alphys happier, he would do it, no matter how much it hurt. When Blueberry was positive, he succeeded in calming himself. He smiled and went inside. Good morning, brother. I got something for you. Stretch sat up on the couch and offered for Blueberry to join him. He happily joined his brother and handed him the lollipop. Oh, thanks, Blueberry. You're such a sweet buddy. He then proceeded to pat Blueberry's head like he was a child. He hated this. He was the older brother. He wasn't a kid. Calm down. He doesn't mean anything by it. You know that. He reminded himself quietly. Nightmare dodged one of Dream's arrows, though his mind wasn't in the battle. He was seeking something out, a new source of negativity that he hadn't quite pinpointed yet. When it started a few weeks ago, it had to be so quiet that he barely noticed. But whoever it was, they'd been struggling to keep it contained. They must have recently gone through something harsh to the soul. Maybe lost someone, maybe a breakup, or maybe a rejection. Either way, Nightmare wanted to find it and see what it could be used to him.
Murder Time Trio, finish this.
Dream snapped out of concentration as the Murder Time Trio attacked. What? Nightmare! Nightmare laughed.
Sorry, brother, but I have other business to attend.
And with that, the king ditched the AU for the place he was feeling this new negativity. You can only imagine his surprise once he found himself in Underswap. He kept to the shadows as he tracked down the source to Waterfall. He soon found himself listening in on a conversation. Look, Sans, you're strong, really strong, but I can never let you into the guard. Your mentality, you'd be killed in... I understand, Alphys. Blueberry cut her off, smile in place despite his increased negativity. We could still train and stuff, though. She was cut off again. It sounds nice, Alphys. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. Blueberry turned away from Alphys. The captain made no move at all to call him back. Nightmare's tentacles twitched. How unexpected. Blueberry was the source. Nightmare decided to wait and watch to see if there were other reasons why. And that is the end of chapter 1. I'm losing my mind very slowly, but that's okay, because it's fun. Fuck it, we're gonna make it 2 parts in the video. I know, it's probably not fun hearing the actual person who voice acts them talking, but really, I'm just doing this for fun, so have fun. Yeah! I'm way too excited to be voice acting, but on to the next part. Yippee! Unexpected Helper. Chapter 2. One brother's mess is another brother's treasure. By SpiritWolfNura. In all honesty, digging through Blueberry's memories while he was asleep was quite effective. He'd found plenty that had him second-guessing Blueberry's happy life, starting with Stretch and getting worse with every new person the little Sans met. It seemed he was often underestimated. Nightmare had to admit that he had also underestimated Blueberry. Who wouldn't? He was a tiny little bean that believed in everyone. For a long time, Blueberry was either oblivious to how others treated him or didn't care. Even now, he was still suppressing his negative emotions in his sleep, somehow keeping the nightmares of his past at bay. It was impressive, yet very unhealthy. What seemed to finally wake Blueberry of his treatment was a rejection that happened a few weeks ago by Nightmare's very own brother. Blueberry had tried to ask him on a date, but he'd been laughed at and brushed off. They'd been leaving Blueberry behind since, which made sense why Nightmare hadn't seen him as of late. Blueberry knew it too, but was trying to convince himself otherwise. Coupled with the most recent happening, his dream of being in the Royal Guard being shattered in front of his face by who he perceived to be his best friend. He wanted to know more about the rejection, though.
You've done well against my presence, Blueberry. But even you need a bit of negativity in your life.
As Nightmare skimmed through the memories of the Blueberry, he finally found what he was looking for. Blueberry was nervous, not about the mission, but what was after. He was going to ask his crush on a date. It wasn't just that Dream was the guardian of positivity. Blueberry loved how helpful and sweet Dream was. He was determined to save the multiverse. Dream was a hero, and everyone loved heroes, even Blueberry. So they went to stop another AU from being destroyed. Ink and Dream handled it as per usual, while Blueberry stood on the sidelines, but that's okay, as long as Dream was happy. They went back to the base, satisfied with what they had accomplished. Hey, Dream, can we talk? Dream turned to him. Sure, what's up, Blue? Blueberry blushed and averted his gaze. Well, we've been friends for a while, and I like you, so I was wondering if we could go out sometime? He looked up hopefully to the startled Dream. Then Dream laughed. I like you too, Blueberry. You're like a little brother to me, but I don't have time for a hangout, sorry. Blueberry woke away from sleep as he desperately tried to shove down his pain and sadness. He couldn't be having nightmares, they didn't help any. Blue froze. He wasn't alone, he could sense it. Someone else was here with him, and he had a pretty good idea of who it was. Nightmare? What are you doing here? The king of negativity melted out of the shadows, observing Blueberry carefully.
Why do you do this to yourself, Blue?
Blueberry blinked and tilted his head. Excuse me? Nightmare looked pointedly at Blue.
You know what I mean. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry.
Blueberry near flinched. He knew Nightmare had sensed his negativity. I'm not upset and I have no reason to cry, he insisted.
Liar. Even my brother gets upset when things go wrong. You're allowed to be selfish once in a while. All you're doing is hurting yourself, suppressing your suffering. I'm sure your soul isn't doing too good.
What do you care? That had come out wrong. He hadn't meant to sound that aggressive. And so... Nightmare chuckled, smirking.
That's it, boy. Get mad. Release some sort of negativity. Suppressing it will kill you eventually.
Nightmare stepped back into the shadows and Blueberry found himself alone. What just happened? Okay, I need to add music, and we'll be good to go. Thank you for listening. I will post the next 2 chapters eventually, because I'm probably gonna do this all in one day, because it's a short book, and I like it a lot. Have a good day, my children. The 500 of you. Holy shit, that's a lot of you.